So, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. So we always start with the إعراب first. So let's start with the first ayah. قل أعوذ برب الناس. قل in this case we know is a fail amr, fail amr, and we know fail amr is always mabni. So this is fail amr mabni ala sukun. Fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu anta. Fa'il is latent and it is estimated to anta. A'udhu is fi'l mudari marfu. Once again the fa'il is mustatir taqdiruhu ana. قل أعوذ. So أعوذ is فعل مضارع مرفوع and فاعل is مستتر تقديره أنا. برب الناس. There are two words here, B and Rabbi. B is harfu jar and Rabbi is majroor. These are some of the abbreviations which I used, and I did point out last week, and I'll do it again once again. If you look at the bottom of the page, which you guys won't have it in your workbook right now, but once I upload this, you will have this, inshallah. The different abbreviations that I use are listed at the bottom. So if there is any confusion, you can always refer to the bottom of the page, inshallah. Okay. So Jim and Meme Jim is a common abbreviation which I used to refer to jar wa majroor. Okay. Jar being harfu jar, which is B in this case, and Rabbi is ism majroor and alamatu jarrihi kasratu ala kasratun ala akhirihi. Okay. The end of it has a kasra. Okay. And then Rabbi is also mudaf and An-Nasi is mudaf ilayhi. Is mudaf ilayhi. Okay. And then we also talked about the A'udhu birabbin nas. That is what is to be said. Okay. So, and this is the typical analysis that is done for any sentence which has a qala or any of the derived form of qala, whether it's madi, mudari, or amr. The what is said is basically said to be, it's a jumla. In this case, it's a jumla fi'liya because a'udhu is fi'l. Jumla fi'liya fi mahalli nasbin maqulul qawl. Maqulul qawl. Okay. Now, maqulul qawl is actually a special type of mafulun bihi. It is actually a mafulun bihi for the verb qala yaqulu. But because the mafulun bihi of qala yaqulu is not called mafulun bihi, it is actually really referred to as maqulul qawl, which refers to what is said. Okay, and because it has the same concept of being the target of a verb, that's why we call it fi mahalli nasbin. Okay. And then the other thing was the very first sentence of every surah, very first sentence of every surah, which in this case is Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, is basically will be called, it's a, in this case, it's a jumla fi'liya. Okay. La mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Okay. And it's a jumla ibtida'iyya. Jumla ibtida'iyya. Okay. Um, so that's another analysis that you will see in some of the analysis books. I will mention it probably a few times, but not every single time. It's the beginning sentence, and it has no place in as a sentence. It has no place in the analysis. Okay? So that's where we call la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Okay? So qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. Now we look at the morphology and the lexical analysis of each of the words that comes in this ayah. Qul, as we know, comes from the verb qala yaqulu, Okay, so I have these uh, prepared notes, which again, once I upload the notes, this will be part of the PDF as well. So qala yaqulu is an ajwaf verb. It's an ajwaf verb. Okay. Why it's an ajwaf verb? Because its um, ayn kalama is a weak letter, which in this case is a waw. Okay. So qaf, waw, lam, qala yaqulu, qawlan is the masdar. And the simplest meaning is to say, to speak. Okay. Um, this is the most used verb in the Quran. I believe used more than 1600 times in the Quran, in all its different variations, whether it's Madi, Mudare, or Amr, or different conjugation forms of each one of them. So, so again, knowing this verb and knowing, understanding its meaning will be helpful, inshallah. So, qala yaqulu qawlan, and just a quick refresher on how did we get the how did we get the qul as amr? Okay, as we know that the qala yaqulu. So for you, the form is taqulu. In order to make it fail amr, what do? We remove the harf mudare, which in this case is ta, and we remove the vowel sign on the lam kalima, which in this case is dhamma, goes to sukoon. So it becomes, okay. Now, the waw already had a sukoon. Okay. So this condition we call it iltiqa'u sakinain. It's a meeting of two sukoon. And in that case, what happens is the weak letter is dropped, and we are left with is qul. Okay. That's where the amr is formed for this, for ajwaf verb. Okay. So qul, from the verb qala yaqulu, meaning to say, to speak, means say. Okay. Say, a'udhu. So a'udhu comes from the verb aza ya'udhu, ayazan, auzan, or ma'azan. Okay. Again, another ajwaf verb. Okay. It's a ajwaf wawi. There is a waw for the ayn kalima, which is a weak letter. The meaning is to seek protection. Okay. To seek protection, and then it will be followed by a harfajar b. Okay. And b will be followed by whose protection is being sought. Okay. To seek protection of someone, and then min from someone or something. Okay. Of someone, from someone or something. So B will be prefixed to the one whose protection is being sought, and min will come before the one from whom the protection is being sought. Okay. So when we say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, A'udhu billahi, I seek protection of Allah. Okay. Minash shaitanir rajim, from the shaitanir rajim. So the verb itself requires these two prepositions in order to bring the meaning of to seek protection of someone from someone. So aada, ya'udhu, and then five in your pocket, ya'udhu, ta'udhu, ta'udhu, a'udhu, na'udhu. So a'udhu is the one that we are working with in this ayah. A few other verbs and other words which belong to this family. I would bring them up here every now and then to bring out some of the words that we already know in order to connect them to the new word that we are learning, and also to kind of expand our vocabulary as well. So awwada yu'awwizu ta'weedan. Okay. So this is a form 2, bab taf'il, has a meaning of to protect, to fortify. Okay. The word ta'weez is used quite regularly in Urdu as well, so it should help us kind of connect. And then the form 10 is ista'adha yasta'izu isti'azatan. Very similar meaning to the Sulasi Mujarrad, to seek protection of someone from someone or something. And this verb is also used in more than one place, but this is a relevant reference here, which is for أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فإذا قرأت القرآن فاستعذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. When you recite the Quran, then seek protection of Allah from the shaitan rajim. Surat-un-Nâs, ayah number 98. And the al-isti'aza, you would have heard that. Actually, you would have read that in the Medina books themselves. Has a meaning, when we say al-isti'aza, it actually means to say a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Okay? Quite often you will read that in the book, ba'd al-isti'aza. And then, so it actually means that the person said a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, and then he started reciting the Quran. Okay? So in this case, the meaning of a'udhu will be, say, I seek protection. I seek protection. Okay. Bi Rabbi. Bi Rabbi. I know we have seen the word Rab quite a bit. I thought it should be helpful if we can just look at the word itself and dig deeper into the meaning. So the verb is Rabba Yarubbu Rabban or Ribabatan. Okay. The two masdar, Rabban or Ribabatan. The meaning is to be a master, to be lord, have possession, have control, to rear something, to raise something, to foster something, to nourish something. Okay. And the word Rabbun, with the plural of Arbabun, means the master, or sorry, a master, lord, owner. And one of the dictionary had an interesting comment. It said, Rabb, when compared to the name Allah, okay, Rabb, when compared to the name Allah, highlights caring and fostering. Okay. Allah is simply a name, it's a proper noun. But Rabb is a common noun. Okay. And when when it is used to refer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it basically highlights the fostering or the caring aspect of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. But it is important to note that it can also be used to refer to beings other than Allah. Okay. This is actually this is from the Surah Yusuf actually. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وقال للذي ظن أنه ناج منهما اذكرني عند ربك فأنساه الشيطان ذكر ربه فلبث في السجن بضع سنين. So this is, and he said, so this is Yusuf said to one of whom he knew would go free. So this is the part of the story when he was put into the jail, along with two other individuals that he was in the jail, and he knew that one of them would go free. So he said to them, to that person, mention me before your master. Mention me before, so, and look at the word used in the Arabic in the Rabbika. Okay. Mention me before your master. وَأَنْسَاهُ الشَّيْطَانُ ذِكْرَ رَبِّهِ. But shaitan made him forget the mention to his master. Again, ذِكْرَ رَبِّهِ. Okay. And he remained in prison for several years. Okay. بِضْعَ سِنِينَ. And he remained in the prison for several years. So it can be used for other than Allah as well. Here are some examples from the dictionary. Actually, Rabbud Dar means the owner of the house. The feminine is Rabbatun, by putting a ta marbuta at the end. Plural being Rabbatun. So meaning is mistress or lady. And one of the common usage is Rabbatul Bayt, meaning housewife. Okay. Or literally the lord of the house, the lord of the, or master of the house, master of the house. Okay. With the lowercase m, master of the house. Okay. Yeah, so Rabb, in the end, most of the time when we are translating, we will translate this as Lord, okay, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this case, definitely that's what the meaning is. Say, I seek protection of the Lord. An-Nâs. Okay. The simplest translation is people or mankind, but let's look at where, what do we know about um, this word. Okay. There is some difference in scholars, but I'm going with the one that I have seen in kind of more dictionaries. This is the explanation, inshallah. Nasa Yanusu. Nasa, Noon, Waw, Seen are the three root letters. Yanusu, Nausan. The meaning is to swing back and forth, to be in a state of commotion. Okay, like quick going back and forth, back and forth. And then the word An-Nâs is a collective noun with the meaning of people, mankind. Now, some scholars say that it also includes jinn, but predominant use of this word in the Quran is for mankind. Okay? So again, there's some scholars who believe that the word can also, in specific scenarios, also include jinn, but most of the places in the Quran, the use is specifically for mankind. And one of the example that is given in one of the dictionaries is actually that Arabs used to say, "Ra'aytu na'san min al jinni." Ra'aytu na'san, I saw people min al jinni, of the jinn, meaning I saw people of the jinn, which essentially that usage refers to the fact that Arabs do consider the use of the word nas to refer to jinn as well. Okay. But again, like I said, predominantly the usage is for people, mankind. So let's come back to the ayah here. Say, I seek protection of the Lord of the people. Of the people, or you can say mankind. Okay. That completes the analysis of ayah number 1. I see one raised hand. Brother Farooq, please go ahead, unmute yourself and
Yeah.
ask the question.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Um, yeah, I just wanted to ask on, sorry to take you back, but Ada Ya'udhu,
Yeah.
and you mentioned also Surah to Yusuf, which triggered some other thoughts in my mind. So there is the other verse in Surah to Yusuf about Yusuf and Zulaikha when eventually he says, "Qala ma'adallahi innahu rabbi ahsan." You know, is that from the same word? Ada,
Um, Absolutely. Actually, if you notice, the ma'az is a masdar
right.
from aada ya'udu. Ma'az is a masdar from this. Okay.
Hmm.
It is the act of seeking protection of someone from someone. And that particular example that you quoted is indeed this particular word, which is the masdar, which is used from this. And if I remember correctly, it's always difficult to kind of do the analysis on the at the spot.
Right,
But
on the
I
fly.
recall that that is actually a maf'ulun mutlaq,
Mhm.
where the actual verb itself is mahzuf. Okay, so the taqdiruhu a'udhu. So the complete sentence would have been a'udhu ma'azallahi. I seek protection, a
Right.
protection of Allah. Okay, so there's a lot of emphasis in that seeking protection, and that is why it is mansoob. It says ma'azallahi, and we know maf'ul mutlaq is always mansoob.
No.
So it is mansoob because it's maf'ul mutlaq, but the verb itself is mahzuf. It's understood, which in this case will be a'udhu.
Awesome. Jazakallah khair.
وإياكم. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس. Malik Nas, ayah number 2. So Malik here is coming as a Naat. Okay. And one other analysis which is also given is Au Badal Li Annas. Sorry, be Rab. What am I saying? Be Rab. Okay. It's a Naat or Badal. It's an adjective or it's a substitute for the word Rab, which we saw in the previous ayah. And An-Nasi is mudaf ilayhi, which means Malik was also mudaf. Okay. And looking at uh, the word meanings, word Malik, okay, word Malik comes from Malaka yamliku, mim lam kaf, Malaka yamliku, bab zaraba, and then masdar being malkan, mulkan, or milkan, and meaning to take possession, to take in possession, to own, to rule, to reign, exercise power or authority over, to exercise power or authority over. The word malik with the plural of muluk means master, king, sovereign. Ismul fa'il being malik, meaning owner or master. Ismul maf'ul being mamluk, okay, one who is owned. Mulkun, mulkun, not mulikun, but mulkun. Like we commonly use this in our Urdu, mulk, okay, has a meaning of dominion, reign, or rule, or sovereignty. And then the word malakun with a fatha on mim and lam, malakun, is used both as a collective noun, in which case malakun itself means angels, okay, or as a regular noun with a plural of malaika. Okay, and the regular noun malak will be angel and malaika will be plural. And then the another interesting word from this is malikatun, which is queen. Again, comes from the same root. Okay, comes from the same root. Okay, so in this particular case, the word that we are seeing is malik. Okay, the meaning is master, okay, king, or sovereign. Okay. So Malik An-Nâs, master of the people. People or mankind. Master of the people or mankind. Brother Junaid, please go ahead, unmute and ask the question, please.
Yeah, for Malik, would it be incorrect to say that it is ma'tufun ala Rabbi?
Good question, actually. For anything to be ma'tuf, there must be some particle of atf, some harf atf is needed, whether it's a waw or a fa or summa or aw, whatever the case may be, but we need a particle of atf, a harf atf, in order to call it a ma'tuf ala something. Without an instrument of atf, we cannot say that it is ma'tuf to anything.
All right, thank you.
Ilahin Nas. Okay. So after Malik An-Nâs, Ilahin Nas, very same analysis. Okay. So Naat or Badal li Rab, and An-Nas is Mudaf ilayhi. Okay. So if you look at now the meaning of Ilah, the root is Hamza, Lam, and Ha. Okay. There's no Sulasi Mujarrad verb that I could find, a meaningful Sulasi Mujarrad verb. The one that comes, which is meaningful here, is a form 2. I should have mentioned here form 2. And it is Allah yu'allihu ta'lihan, meaning of to deify someone, to make a god of someone. Okay. And then the word ilahun, where the plural of alihatun means god, deity. And the word Allah, which has basically the same sequence of letters, it is typically indexed in the dictionaries along with this with this root but the scholars say that this is actually a proper noun. Okay, and one of the dictionaries actually said it is a proper name, the most definite of all definites. Okay, a'riful ma'arif, the most definite of all definites. Okay. Now, some scholars believe that this is actually a name which is derived from Allah yu'allihu, but others say no, it is actually a name as is. It's a proper name. And the one who say it's a proper name, they say it is the most definite of all definites. A'riful ma'arif. Okay. But the word ilah has the meaning of God. Okay, God. And that's what we are dealing with here. So ilah nas is the God of the people or mankind. Okay. Okay. So this is the first part of the surah. Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, malikin nas, ilahin nas. Remember, the meaning of a'udhu is to seek protection. Be of someone. So we saw that be already. Be Rabbi. Okay. Of the Lord of the people. And then malikin nas and ilahin nas are simple adjectives or substitutes of Rabb. Okay. And then the next part of a'udhu was min, and then from someone or something. Okay. To seek protection with someone, from someone. Now the next part is who or what are we seeking protection from? Okay. So that's what we will look at now. So min is harfu jar, shar is ism majroor wa huwa mudaf in this case, and al-waswas is mudaf ilayhi, and al-khannas is na'at to al-waswas. Na'at to al-waswas. So now that we have the i'rab, let's look at the meanings. So min means from. Shar comes from the muda'af verb sharra. Sharra, and now there are two spellings to it. One is sharira. Okay. Sharira with a kasra on the ra, and mudare being yasharru. So in that case, it's a bab sami'a. So sharira yasharru. Sharra yasharru, and the other spelling are sharura yashurru. Both have same meaning, but they both are listed in the dictionary, so I thought I should mention both. So sharra yasharru and sharra yashurru. Sharran is the masdar. Meaning is to be bad, to be evil. Okay? To be bad, to be evil. From the evil, al-waswas. Okay, so let's look at that word. Okay. Al-waswas, waswasa yuwaswisu, waswasatan or viswasan. This is a rubai mujarrad verb, rubai mujarrad fi'l. Waswasa, it has four letters, four original letters or root letters: waw, seen, waswasa, yuwaswisu, waswasatan, viswasan, meaning to whisper, to whisper. Okay. Now remember the rule that we studied. I just want to bring it up that if the Madi contains four letters, the Mudare will have a harf Mudare will have a dhamma on it. So in this case, Madi waswasa has four letters, and the harf Mudare ya has a dhamma on it. Waswasa yuwaswisu. So that's just a quick recap of that rule. We also see the same thing happening in form 2, bab taf'il, form 3, bab mufa'alatun, and form 4, bab muf'ilun. Sorry, bab if'alun. Sorry about that. So waswasa yuwaswisu meaning to whisper from the evil of the I think I wanted to bring up the meaning for waswas. I guess I forgot to mention here, but I will mention it here. Waswas basically is the typical translation is the devil, okay? Or the tempter, the one who tempts. Okay? From the evil of the devil or the tempter, and then al-Khannas is a naat for it. And let's look at the meaning for the Khannas. So again, no verbal root for this. Okay, no verbal root for this. Al-Khannas, he who withdraws. Okay, when the name of the god is mentioned. He who withdraws when the name of God is mentioned. Okay, so this is a descriptive adjective of the devil. Okay, so this is a quality of the devil that the devil would actually kind of withdraw himself whenever the name of the god is mentioned. The only other place where another noun with the same from this family is used is Surah Takwir, ayah number 15, al-Khunnas. Okay, and that actually has a meaning of the retreating planets. Okay, the retreating planets. Again, please do refer to the tafsir on which planets do scholars believe that al-Khunnas word refer to. But the common translation is the retreating planets. Okay, but anyway, we are dealing with Khannas, which means someone who withdraws when the name of God is mentioned. Okay? So going back here, al-waswas al-Khannas. Okay, the one who withdraws, the one who withdraws. Okay, so قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس. Okay, say I seek protection of the Lord of the people, Master of the people, God of the people. Min sharril waswas al khannas, from the evil of the tempter, the one who withdraws. Okay, one who withdraws. Okay. By the way, one other translation which I found in some dictionary, I did not capture it in my meaning, but you should know as well, is the one of Khannas, by the way, is the one who keeps coming back again and again. Not only he withdraws, but he keeps coming back as well. Okay, which to me is kind of a given that, I mean, he doesn't withdraw forever. He's always trying to come back whenever he finds an opportunity. But as soon as God's name is mentioned, he goes back. But some dictionary also mentioned the meaning of the one who keeps coming and going, coming and going. Okay. Okay. And then it says, next ayah, ayah number 5, Allazi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas. So Allazi, it's a naat. Naat li al waswas. Okay. We know that, by the way, Allazi is a ismul mausul, that's given. But in this case, it is coming as a naat. And then yuwaswisu is fi'al mudare, marfu, fa'il mustatir, taqdiruhu, huwa. Okay. And of course, whenever you have ismul mausul, it has to be followed by silatul mausul, which is what we have, yuwaswisu. Okay, silatul mausul. And the a'id was huwa, which goes back to allazi. Okay. A'id is the thing that returns back to the ismul mausul. Fi is harfu jar. Sudur is ism majroor. And An-Nâs is mudaf ilayhi. Is mudaf ilayhi again. Okay. Alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas. Let's look at the meanings. Okay. Alladhi, we know the meaning. The one who. Okay. So waswasa yuwaswisu, same meaning. The one who whispers. Okay. In sudur. Sudur comes from sadara yasduru. So two mudare spellings, yasduru and yasdiru. Both bab nasara and bab zaraba, and masdar being suduran. Okay, this is one of those interesting cases where the masdar and the plural noun is the same. So sudur is the masdar. Okay, and the meaning of this verb is to emanate, to originate, to emanate, to originate. The word sadr with a sukoon on dal, sadrun, and plural sudur, means the front part, the chest, the heart, the breast, mind, also has the meaning of thought. The front part, leader, start, inception. Some of the usage in the regular Arabic is Sadrul Islam, for example, early part of Islam, or Sadrun Nahar, the daybreak, beginning of the day, for example, or Babu Sadr, okay? The door of the front. In other words, in English, we say the front door, okay? The front door. The very common word that we use all the time in our Arabic learning is masdar. Okay? Masdar again comes from the same root. Means the starting point. Okay, a starting point, origin or source. Of course, the grammatical meaning of that is it's a verbal noun. It's a verbal noun, and it is also in English we say infinitive, but verbal noun is the more common usage of it. So masdar, essentially, even from a grammar point of view, is a starting point of the all the family of the words that we deal with. There was an interesting statement I found in one of the um, grammar books. I thought I should share with you because it has something to do with masdar comes at the end, but I'll read the whole thing and I'll explain what this means. يُؤْخَذُ الْأَمْرُ من المضارع والمضارع من الماضي والماضي من المصدر. يُؤْخَذُ الْأَمْرُ من المضارع. Okay. Amr is taken. أخذ يأخذ, to take. يُؤْخَذُ is مبني للمجهول, is passive voice. Amr is taken from the mudare. Wal mudare min al madi, and mudare is taken from the madi. Wal madi min al masdar, okay? And madi is taken from the masdar. So what comes at the root then? The masdar. The masdar is where you take madi from. Okay. So let me just quickly see if I can draw something here. So from masdar you take madi. Okay. From madi you take mudare, and from mudare you take amr. So at the root is the masdar. Okay. Now, of course, this is oversimplifying it. There are footnotes to it, which kind of are beyond the very initial kind of introduction to what I wanted to say on this matter. For example, masdar mimi, for example, is not the same masdar, so it's not kind of the original, the root, okay, or the source. Or the masdar that we have for the sulasi mazid verbs like taf'il, for example, or fi'alun or if'alun, or all those are not the masdar we are dealing with. We are mainly talking about the masdar for the non-mimi masdar for the sulasi mujarrad or ruba'i mujarrad verbs, okay, that they are the source. That's where the madi is taken from. Okay. So anyway, so here the word that we are dealing with is sudur, which is a plural of the word sadr, which basically means heart or chest. Okay, so let's capture that meaning, inshallah. From the one who whispers in the hearts, okay, of the people or mankind. Alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudur-un-Nâs, the one who whispers in the hearts of the people or mankind.
I just wanted to add a comment here for the saying about grammar you wrote. You know, this is a, I've read that as well, but this is a grammarian people from Kufa versus Baghdad. I think the Baghdad people think Mastar is the source and the verbs are made from it, where the Kufi grammarians think the other way. They think the root of the word is what dictates what the verb is, and then Mastar is actually made from that. So it's just a difference. It's a difference in opinion.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Jazakallah khair. I guess the book that I was looking at was influenced by the Baghdadi scholars. Then.
Yeah.
Min al-jinnati wan-nas. Min al-jinnati wan-nas. Min harfu jar. Al-jannati. Sorry, al-jinnati. Sorry, ism majroor. And both of these. Well, let me just finish it actually first. And then waw is harfu atf. And An-Nâs is ma'tufun ala jinnah. Ma'tufun ala jinnah. And the jar wa majroor together, okay, this is fi mahalli nasbin hal min fa'ili yuwaswisu. I'll explain, inshallah. So in the previous ayah, yuwaswisu fi sudur-un-Nâs, yuwaswisu we said is fi'l mudari marfu, and the ayat is the fa'il is mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. Now this last ayah, min al-jinnati wan-nas, is saying that this min al-jinnati, of course, wan-nas is ma'tufun ala jinnah, so it also has the same, will have the same treatment. But the jar majroor together is coming as a hal for the fa'il of yuwaswisu. Okay, so where the previous ayah said, the one who whispers in the hearts of the people and the mankind, this is saying that he who whispers is from the jinnah and the people and the mankind. Okay, is among the is from the jinnah and the mankind. That's their hal. That's their condition, that they can be from either of the two types. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah, and then inshallah it'll make more sense. So min is from, jinnah comes from mudaf verb janna, jim noon noon, yajunnu, janna yajunnu, masdar being jannan or jununan. Okay, and the meaning is to cover something, to hide. Okay, the word jinn or jinnatun, both of them, jinn wa jinnatun, are collective noun meaning jinn as opposed to humans. Okay, the word majnoon is actually a ismul maf'ul, meaning mad, possessed, insane, or crazy. And then also from the same root, actually, the word jannah, okay, jannatun with a fatha on jim, with the plural of jannatun, means garden or paradise. Garden or paradise. So if we go now to the the minal jinnati, from the jinn, and the people / mankind. Okay. So this from the jinn and the mankind, according to this analysis, points back to the one who whispers, the one who yuvasvisu fi sudurin nas, the one who whispers in the hearts of the people. Okay. And so who can that be? That can be from, I mean, that can be someone from within the group of jinn as well as people. Either one of them are identified as the one who are capable of doing that whisper in the hearts of the people. That's what this analysis is saying. I recall at one point I was reading something and I just could not remember what the reference was. That there is a scholarly difference about this minal jinnati wan nas being connected to Yuvasvesu or connected to the An-Nâs in Surat-un-Nâs. Okay. I have forgotten about it and I could not find time to actually find that. But as per the analysis, what I found, both in Dr. Sulman Yaqut as well as in Nur Yaqeen, that this goes back to the, it's a hal for Sahibul Hal being the file in Yuvasvesu. Anyway, that finishes ayah number 6. That finishes this surah, alhamdulillah.